Welcome to all. Today we are going to learn about the drawing of the nose and the material which we require for it: sheet, shading pencils, eraser, pencil. Here we start with the drawing of the nose. The easiest way to get a correct rendering is to begin with simple geometric forms. With this basic framework, you can construct it into what everyone will recognize as a nose. Once that done, adding shadows with the pencil gives it depth and helps it appear three-dimensional. Our noses are symmetrical with the same thing on either side. To keep that symmetry, I started with the vertical line, and at the end of it, I put a circle next. I overlapped it with one on each side. Later on, these will become the end or ball of the nose and the wings that flare out and encompass the nostril. First of all, I have taken here side pose nose with the shading. Give shading with the different pencils. For the front side nose, first of all, you can draw a middle line. I do a trapezoid representing the bridge. I added an adjacent one only upside down. Since the nose is the widest between the bridge and the tip, a line went there. The bridge splays outward where it connects to the cheeks. It's good to add lines on the sides to remind you, otherwise your nose could end up looking like a beak and we don't want that. Try to consider the end of the nose a sphere so it is easier to envision how the light washes over it. The light is coming from above, so the top receives the most light and the underneath less. A way to know where to make it darker when you begin shading is to separate the nose with the contour lines that divide the top and the bottom. Using the bridge as a guide, I connected all the lines together, then reinforced them and added the nostrils. Until you are completely satisfied it looks just right. In this case, I could see the nose taking shape the way it was supposed to. Shadows are what turn the flat drawing into one with depth. I began this process where the least amount of the light would be the nostril under the tip and along the sides. Before going further with my shadowing, I erased all the initial constructions lines. For the lightest area, I used an eraser and removed the graphite on the ridge, the ball of the nose, and the wings until a bit of white paper was revealed. But I'm using here yellow paper and it doesn't matter. Do the shading so the nose will appear in a 3D form. And we can draw the nose in a different shape and give the two bridges on the left and right side and also give the shade. Your drawing must include the darkest shade and the lightest tints and the grays in between. Keep in mind that no two noses will be the same. Try to pinpoint the location on the nose where these values are located and notice the subtle changes that happen in the highlight, midtones, and the shadows. A nose can be simplified into a basic plane. Try to give the different shapes and poses of the nose. In the beginning stages of the drawing, you may find it helpful to draw these planes first. We use lines to define the boundaries of the objects and to add details, so it's only natural to look for lines when we draw an object. We can use the planes of the nose to position the perceived line that we see. Using the outer boundaries of the plane, we can mark the outer edges of the nostrils. We can also use the bottom planes to position the shape of the nostril. The light source originates from the upper left corner. This produces lighter values on the left side of the nose closer to the light source. So go for the different shape of the nose and the direction also. Term shading is somewhat confusing. It suggests that we are only addressing the dark values or shade. In reality, the process of shading is the process of developing a full range of values. This means we should consider both the tint and the shades together. Once the location of the darker value are established with the light application, we can define the highlights with a white pencil or a charcoal, but I'm not using here anything. I'm simply taking the shading pencil, and for the more dark portion I used here 6B, 8B dark shading pencil. The moment the number increase, the darkness of the pencil will also increase. So give the shadow, and one more simple step to draw the line. Two lines are drawn for each nostril and then two more of each edge of the nose. Now you can begin to add darker value where the nose is shaded. Start with the area that are the darkest and slowly get darker with your pencil. Continue with adding shading to the nose to create the illusion of light source. Be careful not add more lines. Instead, just concentrate on light and dark areas. The more value that you add, the more your nose will look realistic. Areas of the nose that are light will look like they protrude, while areas that are dark will look like they go back in space. As long as you keep looking for the dark and light areas on the nose and draw what you see, your nose will look realistic. You can go for three circles. First, middle circle should be big, and two small circles at left and the right side, and your nose will be complete. So I have given you two, three simple way to draw the nose. The lower portion of the nose is simplified into an organic shape that extends downward from the top to shape. So go for these easy steps to draw the nose in a different shape, in a different pose. Simply need to darken the value to create a full range and increase the contrast in the drawing. Softer pencils are applied and blendly greatly to give the tonal range. And here are some more simple shapes of the nose. You can give the geometrical form like a triangle and then also give the shape of the nose. Then one more pyramid shape, which is also a simple way to draw the nose. And one key thing is when you draw anything, you must notice the hidden geometrical shapes in between them. Find the draw the planes, draw the perceived lines of the nostril and contour, develop a range of value and texture. With practice, you will master the art of drawing noses. So I have given you some different simple steps to make different poses of the nose and also the different shapes of the nose with shading, light, dark, and middle tone. In the end, I must say, try these nose, do practice. Definitely, you will be able to draw the nose from different angles. Thank you.